One thing I noticed here about Ohio is that when I was little, I had a dream about, or something came to me. It was just something very strong that was telling me to be a doctor, have kids, be a doctor, have kids, doctor, kids. And for a long time, I could not understand what that exactly meant. It was like doctor, kids, doctor, kids, doctor, kids, doctor, kids. And I noticed when I was coming up, like, because whoever or whatever asserted themselves inside of our bloodline, I mean, it's a really long story as to what I know about this situation, but because something asserted itself into our bloodline, we had a long lineage of doctors and it was broken. And because it's broken, it can't be, because it was in the history, you would have to go 100 years. For the people that have it right now, the people who took it, they will have to go 100 years in that same thing in order to break that cycle. And the thing is that because it's split in two, any progress that the other side could make is redundant, basically. It's like when one goes to school, the other one is the battery that they can't both work at the same time. And for some reason, they believe that it can work at the same time, and it can't. So, and because the wheel is off, and the way things happen, it showed me the wheel is off. And when I used to go to the ER with my kids, and they could never really find out what was wrong. It's like most of them were. It shows me how there is no power or energy for both sides to run at one time. So in the end, nobody is getting anywhere. But it's like you need all parts of that battery in order for it to survive. And it can't be passed on this time. Like, because it's the last of that kind, it can't be passed on. And I don't know why all day long these thoughts and stuff, like when I literally sit and try to learn other things, I cannot. But when it comes to this stuff, it comes to me all day long. And I don't know if this is the person that was before me that's giving me this information, or that information is seeping from that system, or if it's not wrong, because it aligns logically. It aligns. So I see three parts. Like, I see three parts of a battery, and one is like functioning like it can't move. It's to the top and it can't go anywhere else because the bottom is trying to catch up with the top. It's like the charging started in the middle and cut off the bottom, and it's moving to the top, and the top can't go any further because the bottom can't come up. So it's like somebody has to sit down or lay down in order for it to happen. But the thing is that it can't happen because the top is working double time. It's like working time and a half. It's working overtime. It's working time and a half against the bottom. So the bottom cannot process any information. It shows where it's split. And just like how the other day, it was giving me information about what happened with this birthright between me, my sister, and someone else. So with this birthright, it was two people. The way that it goes when it speaks about Christ, when you go as a single person, you give up that one single or those two single birthrights for basically two halves of one birthright, and then they have the additional birthright to create two more. So what happened is that me and my sister was half of a birthright and someone else was half of a birthright. Or it shows me how someone was, I'm sorry to say, somebody was illegit or born out of marriage, and they tried to cover it up. So when they tried to cover it up, it's like they dipped back and tried to fix it so that they took it from somewhere else so that they could be whole, but then it ended up making it uneven on the other side. It splits everything in half. And so every single action that was done before it came to me and my family was done. It was done faithfully in their cycle, which means when they integrated into our family line, their cycle became ours. Which means they got the prize and we got the shitty cycle, basically. So we had to struggle, and it says that you have to go to 100 years or whatever like that until you can come out of hell again, right? So now you're in a position where you're having to, I'm still on it. And the woman part of it can move forward, or the woman part, which means that's opposite, which is the man, that one can move forward, but the woman has to stay behind, which is the man. Because the man birthright is useless to a man. So the man has to be the woman, and the woman has to be the man. So when you accept someone else's identity, you become one with that person, which means that you become half a person. So when my sister did that, it split everything from the bloodline. So the wealth was going out, but some of the knowledge was coming in to one side, but it completely cut one person off. And that one person had to do something to stay alive, but they were still a part of the new bloodline and the old bloodline. So these children, basically, we were split between the two bloodlines. And right now, those bloodlines are trying to fight to split us up in order to create new and better children between the two. They don't necessarily care the fact that they caused this issue. So when the children, when the temptation that they're telling you you have to overcome, because they know that if you do not, it's like clockwork. Your body is like clockwork when you are being controlled. I noticed when I was younger, my addictions, even though they weren't drugs and alcohol and other things like that, they were stronger. Food addictions stronger. Sexual addictions stronger. Lots of things were very strong, to a point where you could not resist, just like a child. Just like a child. And that's because most times we're stuck in these birthrights that belong to children. Because when people, before you go out of order, you suffer because of them. And now those two people are fighting over who should have what they cause the person in the middle to suffer. So the person in the middle have to live through the two people on the outside in order to come up. And I was never able to get married or keep people around because of that birthright issue. Because one person on the other side was still married, and my sister gave up half of ours, and I was still attached to that. So I had to bear the children from between both bloodlines, and there's that. But now it's time that they're coming back to collect us because both sides fucked up. Both sides fucked up. I can see it. Both sides fucked up, and now both of them is trying to hide their hands, and they're trying to file the children in the middle and blackmail them in order to make us. I've already told y'all, I've been blackmailed. I was doing I was off into the spiritual stuff, and they try to make you think that the same shit. I noticed that the stuff that was going on, or that they were accusing me of, was stuff that was going on far before I had even got into spirituality, into African spirituality, or learning about African spirituality. I noticed that relatives and sisters was going through this stuff. I just had an eye for it, and I prayed for it. I prayed for it in this cycle before, because we've done this before. We have. Whoever it was telling me that whoever has the ability to go back in time, someone is able to go back in time. Someone has the ability to go back in time. And they told me, they were trying to tell me what was supposed to happen. The stuff that's happening is off key, it's off balance. Most of the stuff is like kill or be killed, like they're trying to kill each other, but we're standing in the middle. And honestly, they are so fucking lucky that we are, because if we do move, both of them are going to go. It's like, it's going to be hell, true hell, for the people that thought that they were in heaven. For the people, for the stolen identities and the manipulated identities, for the people that I had messages that was coming to me that I needed to either move out of the way, or I was going to go down with those people. And I'm like, that's fucked up, because I just been here trying to live my life, and y'all been fucking over me my entire life. And I'm trying to come up with me and my children, and y'all keep trying to stop me from moving forward because of me. Because of me and my children. We don't want to be anybody else other than who we are. And they're trying to force us to be someone else. And they've taken away our right, and they are basically waving it in our face. If you want this, you're gonna have to come this way. Or it's like, and even to a point where I notice that they do the same thing with my children. Every single message that is coming to me is being relayed through my children's schoolwork. Any messages that's supposed to come to me is being relayed through the beforehand. I didn't have anything or know anything about what was going on. I didn't know none of this stuff. None of it. I didn't understand any of it. I just know that I just had a desire to do these things. The desire to, elevate and move forward. But the wheel is off because of the birthrights and me being born and her giving up her birthright and the other side fucking up somehow. Somehow something is fucked up. The birthright that was passed off was fucked. It was fucked up. Something was fucked up. Then half the one going out was fucked up too. Because it's two people and not one, which leaves one of those relatives to have to die in order to live or progress. They have to continue to keep having children and work extra hard in order to be able to think and process information, because children coming into this world and you think that you just horny or something, like you want what you want, but that's your body's way of saying that your soul cannot breathe and you need oxygen. You need spiritual oxygen, and the way that you get it is through birth. If you cannot give birth, your spiritual life dies and you become one again. You become half with the other half of that. It's never going to be the person that actually holds the power that has to stay alive. It's the person that's left behind with the children, that original person, because it's one of the last. It's one of the last birthrights. Y'all fuck around and it won't be nobody here left. It will be a domino effect. I keep seeing how the dominoes just keep rolling through, keep rolling and rolling until there's absolutely nothing left. The children you use and they have a purpose, but because they are so busy fighting back and forth and they're not taking care of the children and they're not allowing the children to have the right to excel, what's happening is the people are dying because they are not taking care of the children. And they're killing the children so that the old people can live. But the old people are dying because the children are not being taken care of. I'm hearing that they are stealing from the children. And I will not have it. Ooh. Somebody is stealing from the true children. And they know it. And that's why this chaos is here. This chaos is here is because they're stealing from the children. They're stealing from the children, and they know it. And the Bible even says it. It's that you're supposed to wait. It's that because you went out of order, now you have to wait. That's what it says, is you have to wait. Now you've given it to somebody else, and they have half of a right because somebody tried to fix something to bring wealth into a situation instead of waiting. And now both sides are messed up. Both sides are messed up. And both of them trying to shade and take away from the children that are supposed to be taken care of. Nobody's supposed to be living stinking, filthy rich. I've never lived a stinking, filthy rich life. And I honestly never would. I could not see myself living that way. Even if I had that kind of money, I would put it back into the very people that walk the same shoes that I am walking right now. I could never sit and see somebody on the street with nothing and allow them and allow them to just be out there if you have the opportunity or the money to make something happen for somebody. Make dreams happen. Get people in a place where you helping other rich people. You won't reach down and help other people because you work there and you've been down there and you have to stay on. You don't have to stay on the level. You don't have to stay on the level. You don't. You can give back. A lot of y'all been stealing from y'all own families, y'all own bloodlines, and keeping that money away from them. And then you get mad when those people need help. That's just what I just heard. You get mad when they need help, but the very wealth that you are flaunting belongs to them. And the reason why they are poor and down is because of you. You are the reason why they are, because they gave you the money. The money that you have is supposed to take care of your bloodline, and you ain't doing that. Some people say they tired of being servants, but what you don't understand is somebody has to be the servant and someone has to be the receiver. And we are supposed to be the servants. The adults are supposed to be the servants. And the children are supposed to be the people that are supposed to receive. And now we're taking away from the children to give to the adults. And that's the reason why all of this stuff is happening, because the very children that's crying out, the Bible says the children, the people that are to the ages that's old, that's waiting for everything that they've been praying for a long time. God said, I'm hearing that how do you put it? How do you want me to say it? I'm hearing that they've been waiting for a long time. They've been crying out for a long time. And then the scripture came to me. The people saying, I don't need no rocks crying out for me. I heard this before. But the rocks are the strong, solid people of the family. God said, when them people get to, because what happens is that memory, that inheritance that brings wealth into the bloodline is passed down. It's passed down. And it says that the Bible says, or the scripture saying something about the rocks crying out for me. The strong people that's holding the family together, that's the rock. Them the people that you come to when shit get real. Them the rocks of the family. And if them the people that's crying out to God when they the strong, solid foundation, you got the foundation of fucking families dying, and the only thing people really care about is how to transfer. How to transfer what they got to you so that you can be better and have better to not reach the fuck back and give. How the fuck you don't reach back and give after you think that fucking wealth came from nowhere? That wealth come from somewhere. That wealth comes from somewhere. It don't come from nowhere. That wealth comes from somewhere. And you think that you just gonna move forward in your life and just harvest all of that and not even give back to your family. That's what it's there for. I see where there's a lot of people in the process that's been crying out. A lot of the rocks that's been crying out. And the ages of the rocks just getting smaller and smaller and smaller to their children. from the adult children to the small children, the people that are forgotten, the rocks that have just been walked on and stepped over. You got those rocks right there. They've been crying out for a long time, and God is doing an audit. There's an audit going on. Okay, who's needed and who's not needed. So he freeing up resources and stuff, and people are still not putting it back into those children. People are denying those children. That's the reason why the wrath of God is imminent. And these people are trying to figure out, why the fuck is this not going away? Why? If we kill the children, that's not what's supposed to happen. You're not supposed to kill those children. Even when God tested the people, he never killed those children, and he provided them blessing. I have sacrificed my entire life. I've done good for 35 years. My mom have done good for over 35 years. And the only thing people was worried about is getting their hands on something that was beneficial, while they left us to sit here and suffer and clean up the fucking dirty work that they fucking made. We didn't split that birthright. We sure didn't. We didn't split that. It was taken. It was taken. And now the people, when you have people, when you read in this Bible and it's telling you not to ask for nothing but the Bible, but you're supposed to be grateful with what you have and God will add. But the Bible also says is anything you ask in my, if you ask it in my name, it shall be given to you. People are taking advantage of a system regardless to what you believe in. People are taking advantage of a system that was not intended to run the way that it is. And the people that they looking at, the people that they mad at, is not to fucking blame. Them the people that's been out here doing all the damn work, and then y'all expect them to watch their children die in order to reap a fucking reward. They got to give up their children, and they got to watch them die in order to cash in on the life that you've been living with your people. The wealth that you got that you're supposed to be distributing to those children because you fucked up. Y'all fucked up. Y'all didn't do all the work. Y'all fucked up. Now you holding somebody else responsible when you're supposed to wait. So now you're going to kill other people because somebody been doing something. Somebody been fucking. And whatever happens to one side has to happen on the other side in order for everything to stay sustained. That's what it is. In equations, that's what it is. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. That's the reason why all these young children out here, these young girls are out here having babies out of wedlock because they have to fulfill a fucking quota to keep half y'all ass here. Because they your fucking battery now. But now it comes to a point where you just like, oh, okay, I want to have kids now. You have to die in order for me to have a child. That's not the fucking way it's supposed to happen. And that's the fucking reason why this force is so fucking strong. It's because y'all killing off the wrong fucking people. You keeping around the people you want to keep around, and you causing other people to go neglected because those people are living, or they living, and you allowing innocent people, the people that did the work for you, to die. That's the reason why this illness and this sickness is here. Because y'all, the people that y'all neglected, that it moved down for over 100 years. That's sickness from 100 fucking years. That is so strong. You can't combat this shit by itself. And y'all trying to package this shit up to sell it to the next motherfucker so that they can have to deal with all this sickness and believe that they doing all this shit. Transfer the birth right into somebody else's hand. Put it onto somebody else and make them assume that and give them a little bit of money and make them have to work extra hard in order to clean up your fucking mess. While you lay low because you think, oh, I get the protection. I get the protection. No, you don't. You don't. And I'm hearing that this is not gonna go. I last night I was sitting here waiting, just thinking, and I was thinking about how I say that for another topic, but I was thinking about how I heard them say that the protection is off for certain people. People that was trying to hide under a rock. People that were trying to, I don't know. But it's like God has been looking and listening and waiting, and he been waiting and looking, and he know who had to come here, how they had to come here. Those are not the people that God are taking away from this situation. It's the people that everybody think is, oh, yeah, this is so wonderful, it's so beautiful. The people that's being killed off are the people that's supposed to be here. The actual people that are out here dying to gun violence, these are the people that's supposed to be here. And y'all paying for the price for that. Y'all think that the protection that y'all going through, y'all think that it only cover is. I heard that it's off for y'all. I cried out to God so many times about the pain that I have been through the manipulation of this situation. And I keep hearing, don't worry. I heard somebody tried to do something and that they were going to pay for it. And it ain't never been. I felt a lot of stuff in my body in the past couple years that I would have never felt. Ever. Ever felt. And I heard that there was a tear in time, or there was a tear somewhere that put that as it tears, it just the children, the true children, are being covered and they being forgotten, while the other people that's using their name is just here you go, and they being, the children that's supposed to be here are being torn far and far away from heaven, and they taking their parents from them. They killing their parents and they taking them from them. I see things happening all day long in my mind about the things, the fucked up things that these people are doing. These systems that they forcing on other people. I've seen it. I even see how people have to assume someone else's identity so that they are and take it in so that they are not. The reason why they have to wait is because they have to, when you spiritually take on someone else's identity, you become that person. And you have to wait for that person's identity to be present in you in order to have children, so that you are not having children with your relatives. And when you have children out of wedlock and then people go and get married and stuff like that, it's showing me that you're stealing someone else's relatives, or those people are being accounted for, and you have to wait for those people now. Because you went out of order, you have to wait. I'm showing everybody is out of order. The whole line is out of order. And this is not someone's trying to cover something up. When I go to court and I can see and sense everything, half the time I don't even know what to say, but I know all the information starts coming to me when I'm in that. It's like data just started pouring into me, and the judge will not allow me to speak when I do. The judge will not allow me to speak when I do. Somehow they figured out how to physically manipulate something so that people look happy and continue this life that's going on. And it's not going to go on. It's not going to go on. It's not going to go on. It's not. It's not going to move forward. It's not going to go on. It's not. And the fact that y'all punishing people, when you punishing people for just speaking up and telling the truth, and you are crediting the wrong person and you allowing other people to die for it. I seen how, and a couple people have said to me that God is trying to, or that my blessings was being returned. And this has been happening for years, because I've been asking for a lot of things for years. God, please, I need a better house. I need a better car. I need this and I need that. And it's gotten to the point where I seen where someone tried to take advantage of this system. Because God knows me. The true spirit of God, of this system, knows me. And it knows me well. And now they're trying to cover it up. And I seen that they are going to try to manipulate something to steal and take something away from me again. And I hear it's over. Not the person that they're spiritually trying to make, because something happened on December 26th, so I'm supposed to become somebody else. I'm not supposed to be that person, but they did something to try to manipulate a system for where my spirit is, and it is going to backfire on every single body. Nothing will be able to stand. All is going to fall, just like the Bible say. In return of God, nobody is going to be able to stand. I think y'all looking for something. It is going to be something. They trying to kill innocent people and take from innocent people. And I even seen where somebody was manipulating something to take people in from other wheels. Just I seen it where somebody was manipulating. Somebody's trying to be a hero, and they trying to take from somebody and do something. Take from somebody. I see somebody just trying to make money. But I see somebody trying to actually steal actual people, and I see that they are going to lose their life. And you may try to do it in someone else's name. And if you cause them to have issues or troubles, you are going to lose. I'm just telling the truth. And if people have to go because you telling the truth, oh well, in the end, I don't see nobody standing in the end. I don't. Nothing living or nothing dead. Nothing. I just heard that. Nothing living or nothing dead. Nothing. They're going to try to manipulate something so that it works like it fits in a system, but I'm hearing God don't even want it to continue to go on this way. I hear God don't even want it to continue to go on this way. And that is something that somebody's trying to keep so that they can hide off into something because they've manipulated something. And I specifically see the land of Ohio. I've already had this before that I would even end up here. I don't even know. I just don't even know. But it's because of the birthright that someone else took on. So now that person, me and my children were basically sold into the state of Ohio, into the birthright of the state of Ohio stuff, in which we never even took, we didn't even stand for an agreement in until after they picked on us and they picked on me and messed with my children. And they said that basically I asked for help, and now I have to go through this process. That in the end, you have to give up your life in the end, and that's what's really fucked up. Because I had to become somebody else because they're trying to kill me and my children. But in the end, oh my God. I see them actually killing and stealing children, actual children, and imposing as if they are children and they not. God's saying that you're not going to be able to hide. And the people that's supposed to be here are the people that they are hiding. Those are the people that's supposed to be here. They are. They supposed to be here. And because the older people didn't wait until their time, they were doing something, either sleeping with other people, because when I even seen where when you sleeping with your wife, it stays within the wife realm, like it doesn't touch the bottom. But when you sleep with someone outside of your marriage, then you start affecting the children. And that sickness is supposed to be charged to the person that's stealing and that's causing that's causing the offense, but they're charging it to actual innocent children. Innocent children that never cheated, never been married, never had those are the people that they punishing. And I hear that's the reason why these people are dying now, because they have been punishing innocent people, the actual physical bodied people. They say that it's very important to say the exact people that was in this process, because they're going to continue to try to get away with it. that is spiritual identity theft. And they don't want people to know that they actually have these young black girls out here having babies to keep these certain people alive so that they can continue to get wealth and ignore the children that actually had to be brought here so that they can live and be alive. I see once they take those specific children, and it's the innocent ones on the bottom, that they stealing the life from, they stealing resources and shit from. I see once either if they young or old, I see that once those people are gone, nothing is going to stop. And right now, it's happening right now. I see that once you kill those innocent children, the actual innocent ones that had to suffer, they had to be caught up in this spiritual sex trafficking ring thing, because a lot of people think that it's still all physical. But women that's out here having children, that keeps having children, the same people ridicule and this and that, they are being basically spiritually being forced to have children because they have no self-control, because they become children. Spiritually, they become children. That's the reason why you have young girls that are 14, 15 thinking they grown because they have the spirit of a grown-ass woman in them. And these men are chasing those women because they in heat after that woman's spirit. And these children are not themselves. They not themselves. This is an old ass, colossal ass system that is manipulating and stealing from black children. And all my life, I've been sitting here being strong armed by something that I could not understand. And thank God I wasn't at a young age in my teen years having kids, because it was strong in my body like a birth pain to have one. And that's all I could focus my mind on, was being a doctor and having kids. And because of the way that it showed me, I wasn't able to think or progress in my learning abilities, because I never was able to progress. That the top is not going to progress. And if they get rid of me, I seen that if they take from me and mine's, everything on that wheel is going to die. Everything connected to that person on that wheel is going to die. Like, it's going to go. I see everything disappearing. And they don't want you to talk about this, because regardless, the wheel is off. Half the stuff that I have been going through, it has already been happening. They was just waiting for my cycle to take over this thing so that they could try to reset it. But the truth of the matter is that they have taken something from me and left me with nothing. And they are going to pay for it. They are paying the very people that have taken from me and did not take care of us, is going to pay for leaving us. And that's not my family, because my family has done everything. I have been the rock in my family for a long time. I had to be that because I couldn't be nothing else. I had to become the rock. I had to take on that the male spirit. I had to take that on. And it's actually because it's of both the white and the black. Both sides should have been charged, but the black side was charged to lose wealth and the white side was charged to lose actual people, and they mad because that's the way that they accepted it. They time it so that you can give this stuff, but over 100 years of people that were supposed to go, and they kept this birthright in a certain place so that they were not losing people, and they kept that person bound. They did it intentionally. So now they want to say thank you for your services, and they think that it's just going to happen. They saying, if you just move over here, you be able to do. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. The things that y'all have taken, it's like a oil fire. You're going to have to allow it to burn, and they're going to have to keep those specific people that they stole from for a long time, because that's their source. That's their battery. That is their source. And they think that they're going to have or get anything. They not. It's not going. I see it. Not. It's not going to work. You cut off the boss. That's what I heard. Was that you cut off the boss? You thought you was taken from a child, and you cut off the boss this time. And so now they trying to cover it up. They trying so hard to cover it up, and they can't figure out how this just not working. It's because you fucking cut off the boss. They say you're supposed to treat every person in a company with respect. That's one thing they kept saying, is that you got to treat everybody with the same respect, because you never know who's who. You never know who's who, and it ain't you until you get it. It ain't you until you get it. Until it's given to you. You can't coerce it out of somebody's hand because it's going to show in the will. That's exactly what they're trying to erase from the will. The same stuff that Trump is talking about. The only reason Trump know that it's there, because he know it's there. He know it's there. And they take, but one thing you're doing is that someone knows something, and they're using someone to get a win, and everything is going to fall in the process. I heard they didn't humble themselves, and they tried to take somebody very important from me. And a lot of people are going to pay for what is happening. A lot of people are already paying, and it's so sad. And my heart is heavy, and I cry every single day because I can see what people are seeing, and it's like somebody went too far. Somebody was running a ring or running a gang or something, and they were trying to get over on somebody for their inherited wealth, and somebody went too far. These people picked on the wrong, they tried the wrong one, and now it's lights out. I heard lights out. If this experience does not cause people to wake the fuck up and be like, I'm done with trying to fuck over other people, I couldn't tell nobody nothing from young to old. I seen all this shit happening in my dreams. I seen the reason why, and they think that it's just me talking bad. That's the reason why I had the dream, why they said something about the be a doctor, and they wanted certain people because they were manipulating a certain line to do certain things, but they were also stealing the life force from them in order to do it. So now they don't have, we through a whole pandemic. And you got doctors giving up treating up patients. You got doctors walking out, and the only thing you have is nurses. I heard that nursing was as far as these people would go, that they could go, because they cut off the bottom. And now they think that the bottom still cannot function because they still manipulating the fucking bottom, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I see when they remove that pen or those people between the middle and the bottom, I see all fucking hell break loose. I see the shooting up through the where everything. It's like I want to say it's like a needle, or like I see a needle. And I see it's like a thing, and I see once it's like stopping people from the younger people from dying to carry on the fucking lineage. I see that keeping them from dying, and everybody's mad at those people. I see that those people are the key to them becoming greater and being better, and they taking resources away from them. That's their only chance of surviving, the people that they trying to take out of the. And I see them even trying to stabilize people, put certain other people in the thing. And I see this barrel that's getting full. It's becoming full and full and full, and like it's about to burst, because they are trying harder to keep something from exploding instead of giving back to where they fucking stole from in the first place. The opportunities from the people that they fucking stole. Instead of moving yourself aside and stop trying to steal from other people, I see that they're trying to remove the people that they actually fucking stole from, and they're trying to remove them from the process and steal their wealth. And I see that shit shooting through the roof. And I heard a while ago that nobody will be alive, or they wouldn't even be alive to spend that money. That's what I see happening, is that they're going to get money that they can't even spend because they won't be here. And I see it starting from the bottom. The very money that the bottom was supposed to have got when they removed those people and killed them off, that's money that they were supposed to get. Like, they're trying to contain it, but it's just going to get bigger. It's not going to stop, because they didn't stop it and stabilize it at the bottom and give back to those people that they took from. That shit is going to be over once that pin is pulled from the thing, once that stick is pulled from the thing, it is going to shoot through the roof. Kind of like what this coronavirus is doing right now. They're removing the help, and they're removing the support for those children that's supposed to have it. That's been crying out for it, and other people been taking it. So now God is coming down and saying, well, what is this? And where is this? And where are these resources? And what is this? God is fucking furious. It's like a father paying child support all these years, and the children ain't got no shoes on their feet, but the mama gone on 1,050,000 vacations, but the children ain't got no food to eat, no clothes on their back, nothing. And God is furious, trying to figure out, why the fuck do my children not have shoes and clothes? Why the fuck can my children not think and process information so that they can go to school and have the things that they need? God is fucking furious. His spirit is sweeping through the fucking land and removing everything that is causing a blockage to those people. And he said, move aside. And the one thing I was so afraid of, I started giving up everything that I had because I was afraid. I thought that it was me that was going to die. They are trying so hard to do something. And I told God, I am going to stand in the responsibility of what I have done. And he said, because I had to stand in the responsibility, and because me and my children had to pay, everybody else was going to have to pay too. Because it's going to go from one end and it's not going to hold. I heard the things that they put in place to contain it will not contain it. It will not be contained. That's the reason why these things are happening, because of the resources that God gave were taken away from people that deserved it. And if these people would have just been reaching back, taking care of the people that were supposed to have been taken care of, they giving them fucking peanuts and denying them the help that God put the fucking work there for. They denying them. Then they give their birthright to people that worked hard. They have to hand their stuff off to the other people because they say, I'm entitled to that. Give that to me. I did it the way that the Bible says. And then or got married and gave my identity to somebody else, and you're supposed to give your identity to me. Those are the people that's spitting up all the wealth and then handing it back to the other person. And then they having to deal with the sickness, and they're having to deal with the other stuff that's going on. And that's the reason why they have this free health care, so that they can deal with the sickness that comes from them handing their wealth over. So they being double charged and taxed for over 100 years. They people and they people and they people's people have been sitting with sickness for over 100 years. And now they trying to do it for another 100 years. Can you imagine? I seen that they were trying to say something about 2120. Can you imagine 200 fucking years? They're going to try to reset on top of a sickness to resell that shit back out. They are going to, it's not going to work. They're trying to contain it. The only way you're going to contain it is if you give back to the children that were forgotten. Y'all can't continue to keep killing these people off and keep taking fathers out of their situation and keep removing that energy that allows them to step up and think that you're going to continue to be blessed, and keep putting systems in place that covers up what you actually doing to the right people, so that you can continue to sell this life to other people to make them give in and to step higher, so that people can elevate and have riches that they not supposed to have. Then they're not even giving back. Then they mad when they have to look at the bottom where they fucking stole from. And they don't realize that everybody plays their part. Everybody plays their part in this. When they messed up, when they didn't do their work right and they messed up, they were supposed to eat the cost of that. For that situation. You can't make nobody do nothing. They forced me into this situation, and God is furious. The Spirit is furious. Say, by now I done sent this girl about 15, 16, 1,100 houses, and she ain't had one. I done sent the opportunity to have 10 million new cars, and she ain't had one. She without a car. Let me go down here and see what's going on. Can you imagine God setting kings and sons in place to take care of the people, to monitor and supervise the people, and they ain't doing shit right? They fucking up. They killing other people for innocent damn reasons. Now they got the shit all on the cameras and the shit is undeniable, and they trying to cover the shit up. Then they trying to separate their damn self, and they trying to keep the wealth. It's not gonna work. Then they sad and they angry about the people that's dying because that's the contract that you said. Then they trying to take the money and keep it away from the people that it's actually supposed to be. If I don't have it, nobody gonna have it. Because that's exactly what I've heard time and time and time again. And that's fucked up. This stuff is happening from the tangled weave that they have tangled. They have the web that they have weaved between different people, and thinking that they not supposed to continue to take care of the people that are supposed to. Just because those people are not receiving it don't mean that they should not be receiving it. These people shouldn't be down here working for fucking peanuts, and y'all up there living grand thinking, well, you're not a part of the club. We can't be a part of the fucking club because your ass in it. You stole my fucking identity, and you're in it. Yours ain't shit. And I gotta accept your shit and work behind you, and you don't even acknowledge me as a fucking human being. It's not going to stop. It's not. It's not gonna stop. I see this wheel, and I see that somebody, I can even hear the plan. I can hear the plan that is being strategized to win either way, but no matter how they spin that wheel until they give back to the people on the bottom that was supposed to have it in the first place, that shit is not going to work. It's not going to. It's not going to. It's not going to work. The strings, when it's going to be a time that these soul ties, that these soul marriages that they are doing in order to get the wealth, that shit is going to stop. People mad, and they scared about this chip and 666 shit, and the chip, that shit is to reconfigure the structure. The people that's supposed to be who they supposed to be, they're supposed to bring the straight identity back to that person, because they saying that you're so and so. Your name on this is saying that you're this, but spiritually they saying that you're somebody else. So what they're going to do is they're going to put a chip in you to say that you're so and so and you can't be nobody else. And that's going to stop the people from the top, the people that's wealthy on the top. That's going to stop them, because they don't even have a spirit to operate in this realm, to even still get money. The money that they have, that's supposed to be the money that they spending on their life and to give back to their people. They're not even supposed to have the right to continue to keep producing to get more money. You're not even supposed to be getting no more money. And they using people because they got the wheel all fucked up. They using people. They drying people out that ain't supposed to be dried out, because when you dry a fucking battery out that can't be recharged, what the fuck happens? You lose all the fucking progress that you have ever gained. You're going to lose it because you did not wait. You sold a whole bunch of fucking people you wasn't supposed to sell. And you using other people for their shit, and now they going bankrupt, and years and years and years and years and generations of using people. You got all these people here with their hand out like, I done worked hard, where the fuck is my shit? And people don't have no answers for them. Regardless, you can keep trying to use people to set a national tone, but that's the reason why these motherfuckers is dying. And I even seen where the womb was supposed to close up. And these children that they making them bear these babies, they are going to end up. It's crazy. This is how these old men end up taking these young women for wives and stuff. But now they can't even take them for wives. They just having children, which feeds into the realm of where married people is. And I see those people dying off. I see everybody that spiritually had their hand in the fucked up pot. I see nothing being able to stand. And it's messed up because it's a reason. When I was young, I was maybe 5 years old. I seen dreams and visions of, and the things that I was being fed to me. Doctor, mother, mother, doctor. When I was young. And this was the reason why. You can't sacrifice people that's not supposed to be sacrificed. Somebody that's supposed to be there, and you continue to keep trying to steal from them and distort their wealth from them and to shake their path and dement their path. You can't take from somebody that wasn't supposed to be there. That's not the person you're supposed to be collecting from. And you can't collect from that person's wealth that you stole, because that person that you trying to extort from, or you trying to call back to the other side, those the people that you're supposed to be doing business with, but you stealing from the person that you already fucking stole from. So that's the reason why I see this thing shooting through the roof, and those are people. That shows the people walking off the cliff into a fire. I see it. Like they shooting through a roof. I see all the people that they saying that that's hiding under a rock. Those are the innocent people that they are using for their identity to get wealth, and they not paying back into those people. And then those are the people that get caught holding the dirt for a birthright for the other person, while they supposed to be going and getting the wealth and bringing it back to you. I see that those innocent people are being slayed, and that's the reason why this shit is here. It's a curse. From the very beginning, I have been saying that this shit is a curse. It's a curse that cannot be broken. It's an oil fire that's going to have to burn until it stops on its own. They're not going to be able to reset it. They're going to try to traject the direction of it, but it's going to come back. Because of who they using, have stake in both sides. It's not going to be, and then the more people die innocently, the more the people at the top, at the end, I see them with the life energy. I see them with the life. In the end, the very people that was fighting so hard to keep something or to get something, I see them with the life energy, but with no wealth from it. I see the energy that they get is so fucked up and dirty that they're not going to be able to bear a fucking thing from it. They're not going to be able to reap nothing from it. I see the land drying out, just like how the Bible was talking about. There will be 7 years of fruit, and then there will be 7 years of barrenness. That's what the fuck I see. I already see that because the wheel is off, that some are barren and some are fruitful in different ways. They barren, but they fruitful. And some people are without wealth, but they they are fruitful womb wise. These are the people that they taking off the earth. If you take those people off the earth, you ain't got shit. The wounds that have been barren, they not gonna be able to open those wounds. I seen them trying to open a wound of somebody, and what they're gonna have to do is they're gonna start. What they're gonna start doing is they're gonna start taking other people's kids, just like how I seen them doing, stealing people's kids, just like the Handmaid's Tale. And they will make that stuff is actually happening now, but it's going to intensify as they get up there. Okay, we're gonna think about kicking out the bottom, and they think that this is the plan that they're going to enforce. Like this is what we've implemented it at a smaller level, and as it get, but once you start pulling the pin out of that, ain't gonna be nothing. Ain't gonna be nothing, no life force or nothing. The food that they gonna, the ground is not gonna be bearing nothing. Spiritually will be fruitful, and nothing physically will be fruitful. There will be no money. I seen them trying to the Bitcoin thing. They talking about that's supposed to. When I seen something about them, some type of. Something that they saying is supposed to take up and rise. That's gonna be this stuff that something about a black market. That's gonna be the thing that comes up right now. That's what's actually coming up. It's the people that been under for a long time. I kept hearing underdogs, and that right now they was using something to suck the life force and the wealth out of something, and now it's turned. And I seen wherever they stake is, wherever they have stake in, wherever pot they was hoping was going to be fruitful, they not going to be able to pull from that pot. If they pulling from it now, they not gonna be able to pull from it long. Cause once that pin is removed from off in between the bottom and the top, it's gonna shoot out and it's gonna spill over somewhere else. And it's like they pulling the force in from everywhere and it's shooting up into a vase or something from the bottom. It's like a hole in the bottom and a hole in the top, and it's like they're expecting for this how they're trying to stabilize it. I'm gonna take one person out and put one person in, and take one person, like they're trying to stabilize it, but in the end I see somebody trying to remove the pin and it's gonna shoot out towards the top, and I see that the whatever it is shooting out towards the top, I see that being people shooting out. Because they manipulated a system for so long that they made people believe in. They made people that I see it. I wish these people would stand back and think about what they're doing. You don't have to give up everything you have, but damn, stop blocking people from getting what they can get. Because when you blocking these people, it's killing you. How you gonna make somebody have to have kids for you and then give them up because you didn't wait in your time? And what you want right now has to come for everybody, the quota on everybody else to do this so that you can continue to get what you want. And then in the end, when you're ready to have something else, you want to take from the bottom in order to give back to the top. This is supposed to be the will that the people on the bottom is supposed to be reaping. But the people that was on the top stole the identities of the people on the bottom to continue to get wealth. And now neither end is working. And they can't pull in no funds. They can't pull in no shit. but from the people that are working. And that's one side of the fucking the economy. When the other side gets to working and the other side shoot down, I see places going out of more places like shutting down. Like it's not gonna be no place for them to go. That's what I see. That ain't nothing that I'm speaking bad on nobody. The fact that something about the nurses, where it showed the cutoff, where I was like, okay, I was going to school to become a nurse, and then I see in Ohio that's really big here. Nurses and nurse practitioners, people saying that they're going to go back to school to become doctors, but a lot of the time it's like because of the curse, the thing that they did, the mistake they made. Like they trying to cover it up, and then they're going to try to use and manipulate somebody else to blackmail them to work a system so that they can be the face, and now there's no good coming to nobody but to the other people on the other end that's sucking the life force out of the people that they tried to manipulate and fucking steal because somebody didn't do the damn work. You can't continue to keep stealing from people that ain't supposed. And even if they giving it over to you because you making them believe they got to get it over, you can't continue to keep taking from them and not give back to them. Food ain't the only thing these people need. These people need cars. They need houses. They need clothes. They need educations. They need shit that they should have had by now. Half the stuff people been working for their whole life. And they've been churning and working as a battery for other people and getting stepped on by other people their entire life. And this system that keeps telling them that they up next, you up next, you up next. Just keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. You continuing to run a fucking wheel that you ain't never gonna be next on. Until you in the grave and then other people suffering and paying the cost. Your people paying the cost for you giving your life to somebody else. But now I see that they come to the end of that. They come to the end of it. To where they don't even have no more people to use, so now they got to recruit more people. Now they bringing in more people from other countries. I see that happening. Them letting other people come in from other countries so that they can build that bottom line back up to drain it back out again. But the thing is that it's not going to work. The system that they had, they've cursed their own system. So now they have no choice but to bow and allow the underdog to come up. And if they take it from them, then people start suffering. It's not because I felt something in me I could not explain for the past couple years, trying to be loving and happy, but people just keep taking it from me. Physically watching people trying to take my joy and love from me. And now it's manifested out here into this world because they took from the wrong fucking person. This was no stuff I spoke on these people. This was stuff that was happening already that I had just been looking and seeing that was going on. And now I see that it's happening on a larger scale because it's to a place where they can't contain it no more. The rocks are crying out from everywhere. You got these doctors and these nurses that are exhausted and in the hospital themselves being treated for COVID. Why? Because of the system that they have implemented for years and years and years. They've been taken from the true children that God has been paying into. God has been paying support for these children for years and years and years, and they ain't getting it. So there's a whole bunch of people that's sitting at the top getting money they not supposed to be getting, and God is moving down, taking off the people that's not supposed to be getting it no more. Whether it be life or whether it be funds that they are stealing from, there's an audit on the earth. There is an audit on this earth right now. And I don't even feel afraid. To me, it just is what it is. Because I have been stolen from for so long. I'm used to it. But they're continuing to steal and steal and steal. I didn't mess up nobody's life. That I lived the life that I was clearly put here to live, in this cycle that I got caught up in because of other people decisions that they made, that I had to fulfill, that I wasn't even able to live my own damn life because of the cycle that I stepped into for other people that I had to fulfill. Because let's be honest, the Bible talk about the sins of the father being visited on the children. And when you have different people coming together that are not equally yoked, you bringing a cycle into that house that causes chaos in the middle. It's hot and cold coming together that creates the storm, that creates the storms and the shit that's going on right now. That's what it's creating. And these people don't want you to talk or say it. They don't want you to say what's actually happening and going on right now. But you can't continue to fucking hide your hands after y'all been doing what y'all been doing for so long. And I don't care who you are, what color you are. I don't care. Y'all been hiding y'all hands for so long. Now there's an audit here. And I seen where they specifically try to handle this situation with so much care, and somebody's still trying so hard to conceal and cover it up and fix the story, and it's not gonna work. I see the pain that they causing from one side, just the truth. I hear that this virus is the truth. It's the truth. Because it's backwards. They flip the wheel so that it's backwards, so that the innocent people would die, and that the cycle can continue to live on, and they can continue to create this cycle and keep covering up and keep putting a bandage on it. That this was the eye opener, and they're still trying to reset it and sell it. This cycle is going to become worse. Not because of wearing masks and all this other shit. It's not because of no mask. It's not because of that shit. Yeah, you need to wear masks because what has happened in the spiritual realm has manifested into the physical realm that is here. And it's spreading. So there's things that you can do to physically keep it away from you. But if it was spiritually meant for you, you cannot run from it. And if you put it on somebody else to carry, you're gonna have to get it. At some point in time, somebody is running from it. They got somebody sitting with something, and they innocent. And they've been protecting this person for so long. This innocent person. They have been protecting them for so long. Because the person that was wrong. The person that was wrong is running from it. They running from the cycle they supposed to get. So they keep giving it off to other people, hoping that they gonna bring in some more, money. But their well is dry. So it's got to come back. And it's fucked up. Everybody can't be saved from it. It's fucked up. Everybody can't be saved from it. It is. But these people was taking money from wherever. They didn't care where it was coming from. They didn't care who had to die for it. They didn't care what had to happen. They didn't care. You wasn't getting what you needed for all this time, and other people was getting it, and they was getting the life, and they was getting the money. And it looks like because of the way that the birthright was split, the innocent, the truly innocent people that was caught up in it and had to fulfill the cycle are the people that's supposed to walk away with it. These women and these children that they keep acting like they don't see. They keep trying to cut out of the wheel. They keep trying to cut them out of the wheel. And these are the people that's supposed to have it. It's enough for everybody, and they keep minimalizing them and restricting them to systemic benefits where they can't move no further. Then they mad and they talk about housing, they talk about all this money that they not even getting. There's certain people that's not getting nothing because they saying so-and-so don't deserve it. If we give it to so-and-so, if we give you this, then so-and-so is going to get something, and we can't have that. That's y'all thing. But y'all can't continue to keep stealing from people, taking from the actual people that's supposed to get it. People that had houses and shit in my name physically. And I've been asking for a house for my mama since I was little. My mama asked for a house. I was praying and asking God to get my mama a house that she wanted, that she never got. Could you imagine over 60-something years, 90 years of people asking for stuff that they were supposed to get and not getting it and only receiving the crumbs from the damn table? Can you imagine how mad a parent would feel that after 18 years of taking care of a child, that their child never received any of that money, that money went to somebody else? Could you imagine how mad God is right now? And on some scale, everybody is being taken advantage of. But because they trying to fix the wheel, okay, we can fix it this way if we do this and do that. And people are suffering because of it. And then they want to use the certain, certain people to dump all their dirt and they failures into those people. But it's going to come back.